Hi, welcome to Bare Arms Gun Range. We're here for another episode of Pro Tips with Carl. I'm your host, Carl Lamb, and today we're talking about shooting stance. Okay guys, in the last couple of videos, we discussed the importance of handgun grip. We did both semi-automatic and we also did revolver. And if you haven't seen those videos, go ahead and check them out. Now you might be thinking, Carl, you showed me a good handgun grip. That's what's important. Why does it matter how I stand? All I gotta do is get my good handgun grip, and as I move to full extension, I move my hips forward and my shoulders back to counterbalance the weight of the firearm, and I'm good to go. If that's what you thought, you would be incorrect. We're gonna talk about the importance of a good, solid shooting platform and stance. Today, we're gonna start with the feet. So let's work our way down. All right, so the important part about the feet. I don't care if you have them squared up or if you angle them or do whatever. The important part about the feet is where the weight of the body is positioned. Now I see a lot of people don't really put a lot of thought into this and they just kind of sit there and dig in with their heels. What we want to do is shift our weight forward so the weight of our body is oriented over the balls of our feet. Not digging in with our heels, we're shifting in forward. Now we don't need a tiptoe, but we don't want to dig in with the heels. Again, the weight of the body should be oriented over the balls of the feet. Now, as we move upwards, let's talk about the knees. Don't overthink it. I see a lot of people on the range squatting and they shoot like this. Now that's not comfortable for me, and odds are it's probably not comfortable for you either. So what's important with the knees is we don't lock them back. All right? If you want to squat, that's perfectly fine. But what's important is we don't lock them. So what I tell folks is just unlock with the knees. This allows us to absorb energy. In fact, it's the last part of the body that we can absorb energy before energy is transferred to our feet. We don't want to transfer energy to our feet, then we lose our balance and we have to take steps to absorb that energy. So knees just unlocked. Now moving upwards, the hips. Well, what I see a lot of new shooters do is they move the hips forwards, again, leaning backwards with the upper body as they move to full extension. I don't know why people do this. I think maybe because they're counterbalancing the weight of the firearm as they're at full extension there, and it just makes it easier. Or they just want to get the firearm as far away from their face as they possibly can. But in fact, what we want to do is move the hips slightly rearwards. Now, I don't mean like this, but we don't want to move the hips forwards. All right, so slightly rearwards with the hips. This allows the upper body and shoulders to move slightly forwards. This helps us maintain our center of gravity over our toes. So again, hips slightly rearwards. This allows the upper body to move slightly forwards, maintaining our weight on the balls of our feet. Knees just unlocked. All right, it should look something like this. Now, if you want to stagger your feet, that's fine too. Again, weight of the body on the balls of the feet. Knees just unlocked. Hips slightly rearwards and upper body and shoulders moving forwards. As we move to full extension, we don't want to lock our elbows. All right, the elbows are the first place we can absorb energy from the firearm. All right, so we can absorb energy on our elbows, we can absorb energy on our shoulders, we can absorb energy in our hips and our knees. The whole idea of a good shooting platform and a good stance is we are absorbing that energy before it's transferred to our feet. All right, so keep that in mind. 4 places: elbows, shoulders, hips, and knees. All right, lock the wrists. That'll help the firearm cycle properly if you're shooting a semi-automatic. I know we talked about handgun grip in the past couple of videos. Go and review those if you need to. A good stance not only allows us to absorb energy, but it also allows us to move really easily. It sets us up to take steps in any direction we choose. If we go back to that shooting stance that I see a lot of new shooters do, where they lock their knees and they move their hips forwards and their shoulders back, think about the first thing I have to do in order to take a step in any direction is bend my knees and move my hips back a little bit. And then that allows me to take steps. So let's just do that from the get-go. All right. That's it on safety. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I do want to apologize. It's been so long since we put out the last video. Busy holiday season, and it took me about 3 weeks to paint this wall red. I hope you like it. Come on into the range, check out the painted walls. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in person, give us a call, or go ahead and leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. That's it for today. We'll see you all next time.